Welcome back, gamers. Today we're going to be talking about Arma Reforger and PlayStation 5. There's been a lot of people searching up on the internet on if it's ever going to release, when. There's not a whole lot of news on this, unfortunately, but I have done some digging and I found a little bit here and there. Now, Bohemia itself hasn't set a specific date yet, but like I said, I have found some stuff. So we'll go through that right here. But before we do that, please consider hitting that like button and the subscribe button. You're already here. It helps the channel out. I would appreciate it greatly. Alright, first up, I was kind of scrolling on Twitter and I saw somebody post this. This is a picture of them playing Arma Reforger on the PlayStation 5 at some kind of event. Now, according to this person, he talked to one of the devs or one of the creators there. I don't know how true that is. I didn't really know a whole lot about this guy. But the fact that he had, played PlayStation 5 Arma Reforger is insane. So that is good news. So like I said, this is the good news portion of it. I'm very happy about this. So they're actually trying to do this. Now, a lot of people are saying it's up to Bohemia, and a lot of people are saying it's up to Sony / PlayStation. Now, from my understanding, now I'm not a dev or anything, obviously, but from my understanding, devs create the game, then they, bring this game to Sony in this instance and say, hey, here's this game. And Sony has a set requirements that they need to approve this game and get certified. And if they do not meet the requirements, it gets sent back and failed certification. And Bohemia in this instance have to get the game up to par to the point that Sony will approve it. So Sony in the past has had these issues where they don't like modded games. So we're gonna kind of sidetrack here for a minute, and I'm gonna show you. Let's exit out of this image here. So this game, Ark Ascended, and now like I said, we're sidetracking a little bit, but Ark Ascended got released on October 26th of 2023 for PC. So remember that date for a minute there. And it wasn't on Xbox yet or PlayStation because they had to get their certifications cleared. Now, originally they were going to wait and launch this game on all three platforms. They decided to launch it on PC early to give us PC players, the game early. But it kind of made all the console players mad. So that's that. Now we roll into the first. So that was October 26th when it was supposed to be released. And then they have... Xbox, unfortunately, the certification process has yielded some expedited issues, so we are working with the Microsoft to resubmit the build. So that's what I was saying. They send it out to, in this case, Sony. I mean, not Sony, sorry, this is Microsoft because it's trying to get on the Xbox first. They were trying to send it out to Microsoft, and it failed and got sent back. Now, this is what I'm thinking what's happening with Arma Reforger right now. And they had the same issue with PlayStation and whatnot. And we go over to this next one. It was supposed to drop, Ark Ascended was supposed to drop on November 21st at 9 a.m. Now, that didn't actually happen. And then PlayStation, we're still slowly working on Sony PlayStation, PlayStation 5 certification for Ark, blah, blah, blah. You can read that if you want. But essentially, they're getting pushed back further. And then this next picture right here, it got pushed back on Xbox to November 30th, so the end of the month. So from October 28th, when it was supposed to be originally launched, all the way to November 30th. So a month later, everyone had to wait a month for Xbox. And unfortunately, PlayStation didn't end up getting it until later on. Why am I talking about this? Why is Ark related to this? It is, but it isn't. So Sony has issues with modding, supporting, stuff like that. I don't know if that's true. That's what I've heard anyway. And their certifications are more, they're more tight, they're more refined, they have more requirements they need to do to say, hey, this is a good game. Now, when a game is in early access, it has a better chance of getting certified and put onto a platform / console than it is after 1.0. The issue is that didn't happen. They wait until after the 1.0 update, which is the full launch of the game. So let's go back to here, which is, let's see if there's a time date on it. 10/16/23, so October 16th, 2023. This guy he asked, will Arma Reforger be released on PS5? Then Bohemia responded saying, yes, it will be on PS5 at some point in time after early access. In my eyes, that is a a big no-no. They should have tried and get it on it beforehand, because after early access, that is very difficult. Early access ended and the full game launched at 1.0 update back in January 11th, 2024. So what? It is September now? It's been quite a few months since we heard anything from Bohemia. They have yet to release a date at all. All they've been saying is, well, hang on, let's bring up all this stuff here that they've been saying. All this right here. Everything on Twitter. If you go to Arma platform and search PS5. So I searched the little PS5 thing up on the Arma platform, and it's all the same response. It is all them saying, we answer quite frequently, but we do not have an update to the public yet. Their answer is coming soon. We don't have an answer for you to the public. There is no time frame. That, in my eyes, that is very bad. You know, that's bad news. Not for us, but that's bad on them as a company. That is bad. What do you call it? Publicity. That's bad. You know, trying to get your game out to this certain demographic of players of the PS5. That is horrible. Back in October, when they said it was gonna be on PS5, they should have had a date in mind already. Like, I do understand there's a process to submitting it to Sony and getting it approved, but don't say, hey, it's gonna be on PS5 last year, and then kind of go silent. I wouldn't say silent because they are responding technically, but they haven't given a date. It's almost been a year now since that last post, as you saw back in October when that guy asked, and they still do not have it. But unfortunately, spamming them on Twitter is not going to help. I'm sorry to say, I know you're all frustrated. I am too. I don't play on PS5, but I understand the feeling, because Xbox, when I'm waiting for a game, you know, it gets released on PC and we have to wait a few months. That is very, very frustrating, and I am here with you on that boat. But spamming them on Twitter is not going to help the situation. All we could do is wait. You know, keep your notification bells on for this channel, because I'm going to keep this, you know, updated here. As soon as I find news, I apologize. You could probably hear the truck out back freaking beeping because he's doing a backup thing, whatever. But yeah, like I was saying, make sure your notification bells are turned on and subscribed, so that way you can tell when, you know, these videos come out, because as soon as I find out, I'm gonna make a video on it for you guys. But to end it on a happy note, just take in this picture right here. Just take in this picture right here, please. It is coming. It is confirmed. It's not just them saying, oh yeah, we're going to do this. Haha. No, as far as I can tell from this picture, again, they are testing it to see how it runs on the PlayStation. The only thing I can think of is they have to deal with the modding part of it, because, like I said, Ark Ascended was a very heavily modded, not as heavily as Arma, but it's a modded game. And track record shows Sony has issues with modding games, and what they do is they will bounce it back if, say, that mod doesn't download correctly. So in my experience, Arma Reforger on Xbox had a lot of mod issues where it would download 3/4 of the mods, and you'd have 5 or 6 mods that would X out, and you'd actually have to, I had to find this out myself. You had to go back into the thing, delete the mod, then try and re-download the mod itself, and it's a pain in the ass, honestly. It's not optimized well for the modding portion of it, but I made it work. I played 500 hours on the Xbox, and I made it work. You know what I mean? It's just Sony being very strict on stuff. And like I said, comment below if I'm correct on saying that, about Sony has the last say, because ultimately it's up to Bohemia to get the game in shape. But for it to become on PS5, Sony has to say, yes, this is a good enough game to be on our platform. That is it, unfortunately. I don't know if I went on a rant there with the Ark thing. I apologize. I was just doing some research last night, and I saw stuff, and it reminded me of when I was waiting for Ark Ascended to come out, and it just kind of triggered me a little bit. With that being said, please leave a like on the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are turned on for new, updates and stuff like that. And feel free to comment below anything, your opinion on this, and what's going on. Peace out, guys.